All right. We'll try this, guys. This is my last attempt. I think it's working. I think we're actually live here. Doing a test here. Welcome in, guys. I think third time's a charm. I think you guys are right. It looks good to me. It looks good to me. Is it 100% or is it 99%? Like I want to make sure it's 100% before I do anything. But I think it's good. Yeah. All right. All right, let's do it. All right, let's do it. We got to be quick then. All right. You know what we're gonna do? We're live just for 100 right now. So let's do that. Okay. Let's dive in. If we're here, we're here. I think we're good. Welcome in, everybody. Thank you all for bearing with me today. I appreciate you guys all doing that. I know it was frustrating, but we're here and we're live. All right. So let's jump into it. Let's jump into it. Okay. We are live. It is 8:52, so no tomfoolery. Okay. Data for today. Earnings reports starting off with the week December 1st. It is a new month, guys. It is an absolute new month, and we are ready for it. Okay, so today's session, nothing on the earnings docket. Okay, we have Scotiabank tomorrow morning. We have Marvel on Tuesday after hours, CrowdStrike on Tuesday after hours, DLTR, Dollar Tree. We have Macy's on Wednesday, Salesforce, CRM, Snowflake on Wednesday, and then Kroger, DG, and a few other smaller names throughout the week. So nothing crazy on the earnings docket. On the econ side, it is not an important week on the econ side. I want to do a refresh here, just make sure everything's the same. Everything is the same. Today's session, PMI 9:45, ISM 10 o'clock, and construction spending 10 o'clock. So nothing too crazy today on the earnings docket or the econ side. So let's dive into our charts for today's session. Okay, we have to go quick, guys. We have to go really fast. So on the SPY chart, what is going on here? The reason why I was so persistent at getting this live stream this morning is because we have some really important levels today on the SPY chart. Today's session here on SPY, we have a very big level right down below 675. The biggest and most important level we have today is 675. This is my pullback long spot today. I have two pullback long spots today. 675, the highs of Thursday session. You can see Thursday's highs here. The big downside colossal move. We reclaimed it on that Tuesday session, the 25th. We saw some upside. Now here's the question, right? We have the big upside move above the highs, right? Big upside move above the highs. We need to see the pullback long at support for the upside move. So I'm watching for 675 pullback longs. If we can develop a swing low here, this is the best possible spot to go long at. Okay, so my watch today is going to be, where does the market develop the swing low? 675, I think, is the best area, but there is one other area where we can develop a swing low. The market, as you guys know, when we move in these uptrends, we need to pull back and see, moments of 5-minute selling off, 15-minute selling off, right, into a level of demand on larger time frame for us to reverse off of. And so if you view this as still an uptrend here in the market, technically we are uptrending as long as we are above 670. So my main watch this morning is going to be, can we pull back to 675 as a first pullback long spot? The major hold spot in the market. You can see the huge hold spot between 675 and 673.50. It's a zone today. It's a zone, okay? It's a zone between these two levels. And the reason why it's also an important zone is because our daily 21 SMA, the indicator of all indicators, is right down below us. So the daily 21 SMA, combined with our key level, our key hold spot 675, is creating a strong pocket for reversals today here at the zone. Okay, so I'm watching that. If we do get there, I'm looking for a pullback long there. The second pullback long spot is 670. This is also an area to watch today's session. Okay, so 675 and 670, those are your two pullback long spots. If we lose this level, this is really important. It is December 1st. We're going into a new month. We're going into a period where things can be incredibly volatile, especially into year end. If we do lose 670 and start to see this happen in the market, maybe you see the beginning of a downside move under 670. This is your short side trade, and we go back down, back into lows here. Okay, I don't think this is going to happen, but we must not think, we must react. Okay, so if we see us under 670 today's session, then we are going down lower in the market, back down at demand lows. That is your most important level today's session, 670. This is the must defend spot. And then obviously the same level, 675, as your demand below. So two demands and one level we have to hold. Okay, that's what it is today's session here on the SPY chart. On the ES chart, look how clear this level is today, guys. It is the 67.90 level here in ES chart. It is lining up perfectly with that daily 21 SMA, and it is lining up with the highs of the Thursday session and the consolidation over here and the consolidation over here. So you can see very clearly, if we are to pull back today in this market, we got to hold this spot down below for the upside move to continue in our favor. If we fail below the daily 21 SMA today, if you see us fail below the bottom of my green zone here, the bottom of my green band here, 67.73, then you know we're going lower. We're going lower, probably back into the Monday's highs. It's important that I say something here because we must not confuse this morning. We have two pullback long spots into our week ahead of us. We just don't know if it's going to be demand zone number 1 or demand zone number 2. But one of them is going to act up somewhere, okay? I think the first one we're seeing right in front of us is right here. It's 67.90 to 67.73. That's our first level. But the second level goes back into our Monday's highs. Monday's highs here in the ES chart, 67.33. And also the Monday's highs level on the SPY chart is what? It is 670 on SPY. So two very important levels today to watch out for as your must-hold spots here. 670 SPY and obviously 67.33 here on the ES chart, okay? On the Qs chart, right in front of us, this is so important. We are sitting at the inflection point right here in the pre-market session. We have a beautiful downtrend with highs and highs and highs and highs, creating a beautiful trend right over here, right into where we are maintaining here in the pre-market session. You can see that we have a series of highs developed here at 614 to 613, 614 to 613, 614 to 613, and you have the daily 21 SMA lining up perfectly here, right at the spot. Into our pre-market session here on Monday, December 1st, we are either going to see this or this here on the QQQ chart. And this is going to be a defining moment for us right now here in Qs. Do we hold the 613 level or do we fail back below it and see the move back into Monday's highs? Monday's highs here on this chart, 606. So I think we're going into a big week of volatility, but the question is, does the QQQ hold this level? And it's interesting because here's the problem, right? Even if we fail below 613, there is a short, right? You could short this Qs for a move down lower, but you have to understand something. Your short is only as far back as 60650, right? 60650 is back into that Monday's high. So if you are shorting this market, looking for downside as we are failing below, maybe you see this happen today. Maybe you see this happen today in the Qs. Maybe you see us fail below this 613 today. If you fail below 613 in the daily 21 SMA, right, and we start to break down underneath this level, then you should expect selling, but only as far back as 606 today, because that's my big demand below. I'm not saying we're not gonna hold it or break it, but I'm saying this is where I'd be targeting shorts back into if we do break below 60650. But again, right now we're trading into a critical level of demand here. This is an area where the market can very easily hold as well. So I want you to be aware of something. The market, it's a new week, it's a new month. We have to have our ears and eyes open today, right? And just sort of absorb information, because transparently, we don't really know what's going to happen today. We just have our demands below and some supplies above us. Let's see what happens here, market open. But right now here on SPY, it's demand below, big demand below, and QQQ, we're opening right into demand. And so that's the problem this morning is we don't know if the QQQ is going to hold. And if it doesn't hold, then you know where it's going to, back into 60650. And this could create the perfect storm. The perfect storm today would be if we got the 60650 on the Qs for the pullback long spot, right? And then we also see the SPY 675 level maintaining the same exact spot as well. So again, look to see if you get alignment on the Monday's highs today, because Monday's highs is going to be really important, okay? Across the market here in SPY, on Qs, on ES, Monday's highs, the most important level today here on this on the session. Okay, so that's the indices. How is the stream, guys? Is it all right? Is the stream all right? That's the biggest thing. Is the stream all right? I'm curious to see how the quality is. I know it may not be perfect, but if you guys can hear me and see my stuff, that's all that matters. Looks great. Yeah, I have a new setup, so my new setup was causing issues this morning. I had to change all my OBS settings. I had my OBS settings super high, so it was lagging the whole stream out. Okay, so let's go over our equities today. Nvidia is still a weak monster. Okay, Nvidia has been weak still. It is still very weak. Now here's the thing though. Nvidia is actually putting in an inverse head and shoulders here at demand lows. So even though we are weak on this chart, we are producing an inverse head and shoulders. I'm not a big pattern trader, but when I see something with a very clear pattern, I will always tell you guys about it. Right? You can see your left shoulder, your head, and your right shoulder developing right over here. This is a beautiful inverse head and shoulders right into 173. The most important level today here on this chart, on this Nvidia chart, is going to be 173. If you hold 173, upside on Nvidia back higher. Now, where's your entry point? Your entry point either has to be here, as long as we're holding 173, or it's got to be a break of the neckline, which would be a break above, I would argue, the break above 183 and change. If we clear above the highs of Wednesday's session, that's where things become really interesting for longs again on Nvidia. So for me, it's either going to be this, or you look for a sneaky long entry down here below. But again, we are only bullish right now if we're holding 173. This is a weak stock still, but if we're holding 173, we are still maintaining demand and producing the inverse head and shoulders. Okay, so that's AMD's chart, or Nvidia's chart. AMD next. On the AMD chart, AMD a little bit more bounce to it. But again, the same idea. It's not that strong yet, right? These chip names have been relatively weak for some time now. 220 is your pivot this week. If we can get back above the lows of Wednesday's session, then we can see upside here in this chart. But as of right now, we're still beneath it. So 220, major bull bear pivot. If you do see us reclaim 220, that's your upside move. Opportunity number one is right there. This would be a nice long opportunity going into our session. Opportunity number two, and this is down below here, but if the market does begin to sell here, I am looking for the 185 demand bounce as a top watch. 185 demand bounce is an incredible long opportunity. We're looking for 185 to pull back there. If we do pull back there, that is a swing trade. That is a longer term opportunity, and I'd be focusing on this for that demand bounce. Okay, so 185 pullback long or 220 reclaims. I know you're probably looking at me like I'm crazy for this one, right? This is obviously very far away, but it is still valid. I must discuss these things because again, it could still happen. On the SMH chart, SMH, obviously, right, I shouldn't really be spending too much time on this, but you can see here, we're right at an inflection point here in the SMH. You can see this is a very big level. This is a decision-making point here on the SMH. You can see every single time we tap this level, this pocket here on the SMH, we tend to see pretty crazy reactions. 20 points of upside, 20 points of downside, right? So major swings in the market here. Maybe not 20 points, but I would say at least $17 here, going up and down. Every time we tap this level, we see $17 moves here, right? So here on the SMH, you know what's going to happen here. It's either going to be a big move higher here into 360 or a big move lower here into 333, right? So keep an eye on the SMH and see what happens on semis, especially if you want to trade SPY or Qs today. Let's just say you see the market is pulling back the demand here on SPY's Monday's highs, right? And you want to go long at SPY 670, which is a completely valid idea. But you have to watch and see what is the SMH doing at that exact same time. Are the semis failing back below your 346 level? Because if you see that you're in demand on SPY, but the SMH is failing below 346, it's not a long on SPY anymore, right? It may just break down. So keep that in mind. Look to see what the SMH is doing today, especially at this level here at 346. 346 is the must-hold spot here this session, okay? Moving on, guys. Let's move on. Let's go over some other things here in this pre-market session. Let's go over Amazon. Amazon is still a strong stock, and I like Amazon for longs. This is still an area I'm watching. I know you guys are probably long with me if you guys took this idea. We've been long since 224, and right now we're just kind of managing this trade right now. But in the intraday, in the short term, your top watch today should be, do we hold 230? If we're holding 230, and consolidating here, this is the opportunity for another leg higher in the market, right? So watch to see, does 230 hold? If 230 holds, bullish. If 230 fails, then back down into 222, okay? So that's your key inflection point this week is going to be, do we hold above 230? Moving on, Apple. The Appler. Apple is holding well. It's holding strong. It's holding above a demand here at 276.50. But again, just like everything this morning is black and white, okay? You can see, just like Nvidia 173, it is the same thing as Apple 276.5. If we are above 276.50 today here on Apple, we are bullish, right? You can see we are consolidating above a major set of highs here, a major set of highs consolidation here, and we're holding above it right now in the pre-market session with a little bit of a bull flag, right? So this is all bullish here on Apple, and we must see us build up higher, right? After this contraction period or bull flag, we have to continue higher in this chart and see us break above the highs. If we do, there's upside back into 285. If we fail back below this level here, 276.50, then what we're doing is we're creating a trapped buyer scenario, right? So if we fail below here, we're creating a trapped buyer scenario, and I would look for shorts and then move down lower. So again, there's no, the bias right now is technically bullish here on the Apple chart. It is bullish, but we must see if that bull bias is going to result in any upside, right? So there is no trade here right now, but the bias is clearly bullish. In fact, if we do see us fail below 276.5, then we can use that bull bias to a bear bias shift to create a trade, right? So under 276.50, I'm looking for shorts. If you break down this level, I'm looking for shorts. If you want to long this level, I would actually want to see us above 279, right? So this would be where I'm trading this morning, is going to be, do we break below 276.5? If we do, there's a bear, really a bull trap and a downside move back into lows. Or if we break and hold above 279, I'm looking for upside and the continuation play higher. So this is my top watch this morning, actually on Apple. This is my top watch here this week, is going to be, do we break above 279? If we do, upside. Do we break below our 276.50? If we do, downside. This is my top watch, either up or down. And again, it is bull bias here right now, but we can capitalize on that bull bias to a bear bias shift if the market does fail back below her, okay? That is what I'm seeing here this morning on Apple's chart. Let's move on, guys. Let's go over Google. I know Google's a big one this morning. Google is one everyone's talking about. Let's go over Google. Guys, we're going to finish today at 9:15, and we're going to go a little bit later because we are starting so much later, okay? Apple, or Google chart, Alphabet chart. The Google chart, you can see we are just bull flagging right now. So we're bull flagging into an area where the market has held before, right? You can see there's obviously some hold down below. There's some bounce down below here around the 317s. And you can see we have a little bit of a bull flag here setting up. This is still a bull chart, guys. I mean, this is an absolutely bull chart. You can see we are just bull flagging into a demand here. I think we probably hold. I would argue we probably hold. But where's your entry? In my opinion, you want to be taking this chart on strength now. So I want to see us back above 320. If we can reclaim 320, and you go back to the 15-minute time frame here, why is 320 so important? If we could reclaim 320, I think we can see upside in this chart, right? So look to see if we can reclaim the close price of Friday. If we can reclaim that level, we're in demand here. Obviously, this is demand here on the Google chart, right? But you want to see us back above 320 for longs. If you do see that long side move here, I'm looking for upside back in highs. So the reclaim here above 320 will be your long spot. But again, it is bullish, right? But I don't want to get involved down here. I would want to get involved on the reclaim above 320. That for me would be the upside move. And this is still a bull chart here in Google. Absolutely is a bull chart. It's just bull flagging. If we lose under 315.50, if we lose this level right here, this pre-market low, if we lose this level right there, we're going back down to 306. Okay, that's your next level. 306 is your next level here in Google. Okay, let's go over a few more tickers. By the way, guys, we're doing a giveaway soon. I know it's a bad time to be saying that because we're in the midst of a whole bunch of charts this morning after missing the first few minutes, but we are doing a giveaway soon. We're going to talk about it tomorrow about when we plan to do that. I have some questions for you guys. Okay, SoFi, as long as we're above the daily 21, we're bullish here. So 28.5 is your new level here. You can see, look at this crazy downside move from Thursday the 20th. Big downside. That high before the big downside, the V-shaped level is 28.5. So if we're above 28.5, we're bullish. It's also lining up with the daily 21 SMA, so it's a very black and white chart. Right now, we're just bullish just for above 28.5. If you fail below 28.5, then you're going back down lower into 27.50. Okay, that's what it is today here on this chart. Okay, what else do we have? Let's go over a few more tickers, guys. Where's the chat? Where's the energy in the chat this morning? I'm the only one with energy this morning. Nobody else is talking. Let's go over Meta. So Meta in supply here, nothing crazy, right? It's just trading at 640 supply, right? This is your supply zone. Be aware of that. Do we clear it? Do we hold it? If we do, upside. If we don't, downside. I mean, it's very clear. Tesla's chart. Tesla is bullish, okay? This is actually, I know it doesn't look so bullish to us right now, but Tesla is maintaining above a very key level, and I want to go over it for you guys. So look, you see what I just deleted there, 4 and 5? Go back to 4 and 5. Look how important 4 and 5 is in this chart, because sometimes on these smaller time frames, you can't see how important these larger levels are. But look how important 4 and 5 is here on Tesla, okay? This is a major inflection point here on the Tesla chart. You can see 4 and 5 holds. This is a big potential for a move back in all-time highs. I know this chart is a bit of a lagger recently, but this is still a huge hold spot here in the market. So be careful 4 and 5. If we're above 4 and 5, bullish. If we're below 4 and 5, back down bearish and move down lower, okay? But again, it's December 1st. A lot of what I'm saying this morning is tentative. It is with the idea that we are holding a level, because right now we're holding 4 and 5. I don't know if Tesla's gonna be still holding that same level if SPY pulls back to 670, because we should expect the pullback on SPY. We should expect the pullback to our demand zones on SPY. We should expect this morning, but I don't know if Tesla's gonna hold. So I'm not giving you guys any forecasts, any crystal purple balls here on Tesla. I don't know what's gonna happen here, but as of right now, if we're above 4 and 5, we are maintaining ourselves bullish. So if you see us today's session pulling back to this level, and you see us begin to 5-minute confirm here up to 4 and 5, then that's your long spot today's session. Okay, so again, keep an eye at the 4 and 5 today. If we're above it, bullish. If we're below it, back down bearish. Okay, let's go over one last ticker, guys. Let's go over Hood. Robinhood, HOOD. All right, so on the Hood chart, this is possibly the worst chart I've seen so far. I mean, Hood is just in the midpoint between a supply and a demand below, right? I'm not going to make things up here. Hood is just in between two levels here, so I'm not going to say anything. Intel, INTC, really strong chart, right? This is actually a chart to watch this week. For small account traders, if you are a small account trader, this should be your absolute top watch for small account traders. I know you guys don't like the Intel charts. I know you guys don't trade it very often. I don't see you guys trade it very often. But this is a really nice level here, 38 on Intel. If we pull back to this 38 zone and begin to develop a little bit of a hold spot here, this is a long opportunity. Okay, so watch 38 for your small account traders. 38 down to 37 is a demand zone. So if you are looking for a little trade here, all you're doing on this chart is you're developing a long, right? You're developing a long here. The stop under 37 and entry around 38 for the upside move back into 41. Okay, this is a nice chart today, so keep that in the back burner. Small account traders, this should be your top watch, guys. Thank you all for joining in. I know it was a messy stream, but I appreciate you all bearing with me. We have a new setup here. We have an absolutely beautiful new setup. I just have to get all the kinks ironed out, and we'll be in shape for our next stream on Tuesday. Okay, enjoy your day. Have a good trading session. It's December 1st. Don't be the first person in a trade, right? Wait, you don't have to be 9:31 and 27 seconds into market open, and you're already full port 0 to E and SPX, right? Take it easy, take it easy, right? Don't go crazy. The market will set up, and the market will show you what the right trade is, right? I'll see you all for live trading. Have a happy and safe December. Bye, guys.